So the development team consists of Bornberger and Wostel architects, design workshop, who are land planners and landscape architects, Loomis engineers to do water quality, Gordon Shaw, Lee Scott and Clary is our traffic engineer. My firm, which is Feldman Shaw, doing the land use entitlements. And the developers are composed of two companies, the International Supply Consortium and Shoreline Tahoe LLC. Principals from both companies are here this evening, and Roger Wittenberg, who is the principal in International Supply Consortium LLC, is a resident of Incline Village, has experience of development in the basin, and has a pretty impressive background involving environmental products, including a product that you may know as Trex, as well as some other environmentally friendly products. Also present is Stephen Haynes from Shoreline Tahoe, who is expertise in hospitality and gaming. And it's now my honor and privilege to introduce Roger Wittenberg. We'll talk a little bit about the overall vision before I get back to walk you through some of the specifics.
My name is Roger Wittenberg, as Lou said. I'm the CEO of International Supply Consortium and the CEO of the Boulder Bay Project, which is the LLC that owns this property. We have a vision of what we think this area should do and should look like. It's a vision that we think is a good one. We'd like to get some input on it. We feel that there's some significant changes that have to happen in this area in order for the North Shore to be a strong, economically viable community. And some of the principles that we think are fundamental here are, number one, that gaming no longer has the strength to drive the community's economic engine. We think it's an important element, but we feel that it needs to stand on its own, and other things need to stand on their own as well. So what the type of things that we're going to be recommending are that the streetscape lose its appearance to gaming and gain an appearance to a more traditional community, retail and that sort of thing. So the gaming would come back off the street. That's not as easy as it sounds. We've got a number of people that have to agree with that for that to happen. The second thing we feel strongly about is that the entire North Shore needs to be viewed as one community. It's a narrow strip of people who are making their livelihood. Each community is too small to stand on its own. We need to start acting as one community. And to do that, we need things that tie it together. And we feel strongly that one element to tie this together is a public transportation system. It needs to be a system that is fun, a very interesting system, and it needs to stop in places that are particularly interesting to the traveler. So the places it stops has to have lots of things to do, lots of interesting things to look at. To do that, we're going to need cooperation all along the North Shore, and we think that will tend to bind the communities together. We are encouraging the people that are responsible for maintaining our environment around here to view us more as one community and not so much as individual little communities that have to provide, in some cases, unnecessary services multiple times. If we can connect these with a public transportation system, then I think this becomes much more economically viable. The other binding element I think that's really important is this area has two slow seasons, the fall and the spring, as we all well know. The businesses tend to take care of themselves in the winter and the summer, and then give it all back in the what we call the shoulder seasons. So we as a community need to start thinking about what we can do, and as we lay out these new designs, how can we cooperate with each other to have programs that will be recognized as a North Shore program. I'd like to see people in the future be asking, well, what's going on in the North Shore this fall? What kind of programs are going to be presented? And if we think about the natural things that this area is about, and it's like the lake. It's about the lake. People come up here to rejuvenate themselves. And they come up to rejuvenate themselves in all kinds of ways. But they come up here for that reason, to get out of the heat or get out of the traffic, just to get away from things for a few days. That's the natural direction that this area goes in. We need to think about what kind of programs can we install that doesn't involve skiing because it's too warm to ski, it's too cold to swim, but there's still lots of other stuff to do. And I personally feel that our growing educational base in Sierra College and Sierra Nevada College is a great repository for that kind of information. So we can build programs with them to attract people to come up here and learn all kinds of interesting things and do all kinds of interesting things that are other than summer water sports and winter skiing. And we only have 6 or 8 weeks on each side of those seasons to really make it work. And this whole community is going to behave differently at that point. So the things that we're laying out are going to enable those kind of programs to happen, and we're going to be cooperating, seeking information, forming committees, and doing things like that with other communities along the North Shore. And as I said, I think the public transportation system is going to be one of those strong elements. I'd love to see buses that are battery operated, for example, and a really neat thing to come up and experience. We have one of the best battery technology companies in the world right in Reno, so we ought to be able to put all this together. That's the kind of stuff we're working on. It's a big vision. You don't always get everything you try for, but if you're not trying, you're probably not getting. So you're going to be seeing some of these type of programs unfold in the weeks to come, and we'll be sharing that with you as we become more and more certain of what that looks like.